What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm MTG Budget Brew, and today we're playing a very unique budget deck. It's 1/2 Gremlin Tribal, 1/2 energy counters, and 100% unlike any deck that you've seen before. The card that inspired me to build this deck in the first place is Razorkin Hordecaller. It's 4 and a red for a 4/4 human clown berserker with haste that says whenever you attack, create a 1/1 red gremlin creature token. I thought it was very interesting that it made a gremlin token because it is a very small and underrepresented tribe in all of Magic. In total, there's only about 20 cards that are gremlins and or create gremlins. And because of that, we're running cards like Brazen Scourge, a 3-mana 3/3 with haste in our deck. And for modern day Magic, that's really not a good card. It really doesn't make the cut in the majority of the decks, and it shouldn't. However, we do have some decent gremlin cards available to us, to include Irreverent Gremlin, which is 1 in red for a 2/2 gremlin with menace that says whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Do this only once each turn. I have Midnight Mayhem. It's 2 a red and a white for a sorcery that says create 3 1/1 red gremlin creature tokens. Gremlins you control gain menace, lifelink, and haste until end of turn. And we have Scurry of Gremlins. 2 a red and a white for an enchantment that says when this enchantment enters, create 2 1/1 red gremlin creature tokens. Then you get an amount of energy counters equal to the number of creatures you control. You can pay 4 energy counters, and then creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. In case you don't know, for me, a budget deck list is a deck that only contains a total of 4 rare and or mythic cards total in the deck, and that for us is just going to be a playset of Guide of Souls. Now this card, if you are not familiar with it, it is a 1-mana 1/2 human cleric that says whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life and get 1 energy counter. Whenever you attack, you may pay 4 energy counters. When you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on target attacking creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types. This is a good way for us to get payoff from gaining a bunch of energy counters from Scurry of Gremlins, and it can help us connect for more damage by buffing one of our creatures and giving it flying. Now, since our deck is running Scurry of Gremlins and Guide of Souls, I wanted to lean a little bit more into energy. So I found 2 pretty good creatures that I think fit very well into the deck. The first is Amped Raptor. It is 1 in red for a 2/1 dinosaur with first strike that says when this creature enters, you get 2 energy counters. Then if you cast it from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card by paying an amount of energy equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. This is a really cool way to mana cheat in our deck, actually. Like, we could play Amped Raptor and end up discovering a Razorkin Hordecaller, pay the 5 energy, and then we just get this for free, basically. This is a really cool card. The other energy creature that I liked was Conduit Goblin. It is a red and a white for a 2/2 goblin warrior that says when this creature enters, you get 2 energy counters. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay an energy counter. If you do, another target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. There's been a couple games where I have played Amped Raptor on turn 2, discovered Conduit Goblin, used the 2 energy counters from the Raptor to pay to cast Conduit Goblin. This enters, it gives us 2 more energy counters, and then we go to combat, we pay 1 of them to give our Amped Raptor +1/+0 and haste, and it's just a pretty powerful turn 2. It does a lot of good stuff. And then we still end up with 1 additional energy counter after the fact. Now, at this point into the deck building, I decided that we could probably use some removal. So I first added Harness Lightning, which is 1 in a red for an instant that says choose target creature, you get 3 energy counters, then you may pay any amount of energy. Harness Lightning deals that much damage to that creature. This could just be 2 mana, gain 3 energy. It is a very flexible card in our deck, very good, very useful. And the other removal spell I decided to add was Static Prison. It is 1 white for an enchantment that says when this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. You get 2 energy counters. At the beginning of your first main phase, sacrifice this enchantment unless you pay 1 energy counter. More than likely, whatever you exile for one white mana, more than likely, it's going to be gone for the entirety of the game. Lastly, we have our mana base, and the first card I started with was 4 copies of Aether Hub. When this land enters, you get an energy counter. It taps for a colorless, or you can tap it, pay an energy counter, add 1 mana of any color. I then added 2 Wind-Scarred Crags, and 9 plains and 9 mountains. And with that, you have the final version of our energy goblin deck. Hopping over to my untapped account, you can see it took a little testing, a little finagling to get a decent solid deck list. I went 3 and 5 with the first few versions that I tried out. Then I went 1 and 1 with another, but I finally got the deck into a good spot. We ended up going 11 and 3, and I'm pretty happy with those results. So with that said, let's see the deck in action. Right, here we are in game one, and our opening hand is looking pretty decent, actually. It's not bad. I'm just gonna start by playing the Wind-Scarred Crag. Now that we just top decked Amped Raptor, I'm kind of tempted to play this, but instead I'm just gonna play the Irreverent Gremlin. So we're gonna use the Gremlin's ability to filter through our deck just a little bit. Actually, Bakami of Whispered Hopes is a terrifying card. We might need to kill this right now. We're gonna pay 1 energy out of the 4 that we have. Kill that. We'll connect for 2. We'll just end it there. We can drop Amped Raptor and Conduit Goblin together. Conduit Goblin can give haste to the Raptor, and then we'll have a little bit of extra energy to hopefully be able to cast something else for free off of the Amped Raptor. All right, I'm gonna start with the Conduit Goblin. This will give us 1 extra energy to help pay into the Amped Raptor. Ooh, and we get to discard the planes here. Guide of Souls is nice, but we're just gonna play the Amped Raptor here. We're gonna have to pay 1 energy to get a red mana. But now, hopefully we hit big. Hopefully we hit the Razorkin Caller? Is that his name? Razorkin Hordecaller. We hit him. We hit him. We have 7 energy, which means we can pay 5 of it to cast the Razorkin Hordecaller right now for free. It is turn 4 and we just cast 9 mana worth of creatures. That's pretty good. That already has haste. We can give haste to the Amped Raptor. That was a good turn. That was a very explosive turn. This is what I was trying to talk about earlier about the Amped Raptor. It can lead to some surprisingly explosive turns. We get to swing and make a 1/1 gremlin creature token. He's got something, maybe just a protection spell or something. A buff spell, it's fine. We'll lose our Hordecaller here, but we still connect for 5. It's not the worst thing ever. Just chump the 5/5, I think. We're down to 10. Give me more gremlins. Conduit Goblin is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Let's discard this. Second Conduit Goblin. Pretty good. Do this. Oh, dude. Our Conduit Goblins are going to be able to give each other haste. It's kind of cool. Can we get lethal? 12. We set him to 2. We also go down to 2. I think we're just going to give... I just give everything haste. 6, 10, 14. Oh, wait. Is that exactly lethal? I'm a clown. It was exactly lethal. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? And that is the Energy Gremlin deck in action. All right, not a bad game 1. I could have figured out lethal a little bit faster, but we got there in the end. It's fine. All right, opening hand, not good. Keep 6. I think I'm gonna dump the Midnight Mayhem because Aether Hub is our only source of red mana right now, and we need energy to use it. I think I want to hold on to the Scurry of Gremlins, so that way we can get more energy. Or just top deck a mountain. That works too. I'm going to start with Amped Raptor. We'll have 3 energy that casts most things in our deck, like a Guide of Souls. It's a pretty good one to cast. Are they going to counter this? Probably. Boo. Connect for 3 here. Next turn we go Midnight Mayhem. Okay, next turn we cast whichever one he didn't get rid of. Honestly, I think we're fine either way. We'll go here. We'll get 4 energy counters off of this, which is enough for Guide of Souls. But Guide of Souls will get 2 more energy counters, putting us up to 8. If we want, we could pay into this once. Is that more damage? 4. This gives 2 +1/+1 counters. We pay into this twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 8, 13. We can set them down to 4, which is pretty good. I'm gonna do that. Set them down to 4. Pretty good. And that's game. That was enough pressure. I'm glad it was because we did not have a lot of follow-up. If he was able to clear our board, we had nothing. We were out of gas at that point. But we were able to apply enough pressure. It did not matter. That's what I'm talking about, people. That's what I'm talking. Achievement completed. Chaos and Fury, something like that. Dang, double planes again. That is rough. Oh, that's a good point too. We won last game while being down 1 card, and it's happening again, which is a bummer. Probably just get rid of the Brazen Scourge. I think the smartest play would be Irreverent Gremlin. So that way, if we still don't top deck a land, we can play a creature, discard a creature, and then hopefully draw into a land after that. Our opponent has a disgusting deck. They're playing with like 150 cards. Makes me want to vomit. Soul Warden makes me want to vomit even more. To the point that I have to kill that. And we did not top deck a land, which makes me a little bit sad. Pay 1, have to kill Soul Warden. We're really getting screwed on mana here, which sucks because we're running a full 24 lands in the deck. Like, we're running a very normal amount. So because we don't have mana to cast spells, I'm going to go with the Amped Raptor here. That's going to exile a card off the top. Static Prison, that's pretty good. We'll cast that. Exile our opponent's creature, we get 2 more energy counters, and we trigger Irreverent Gremlin. We can discard the Razorkin Hordecaller. We find another land, thank God. We're gonna play our Guide of Souls here and connect for 2. And in fact, we can trigger Guide of Souls already. Make our Irreverent Gremlin a 4/4 flying menace creature now. That's pretty good, it's pretty threatening. And we still have 1 energy counter to pay into the Static Prison for next turn. Next turn, we're gonna play another Amped Raptor. And if we top deck a land right now, which would be amazing, we drop this and the Goblin, and we're chilling. Awesome. Pay the energy, absolutely. Aether Hub comes down. Cast the Amped Raptor. We exile Brazen Scourge. Do I want to pay 3 into this? Yes. Nice. Discard a card? No, because we're going to cast this. It's going to use 1 energy, but we're going to get 3 off of its ETB. We can give haste to this, but we're going to decline. We have exactly 4, so I can add 2 more damage somewhere. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 4, 12. We can set our opponent down to 2. We could have set our opponent down to 2 right there, because on the attack, we would have been able to trigger Guide of Souls again. Give something else +2/+2 and flying. I was going to put it on the Brazen Scourge. Our opponent would go down to 2. We would have 0 energy to pay for Static Prison at our next upkeep, but I don't think it would matter. Their fear of ridicule coming back would have been irrelevant. That's another game, though. We won that game again while struggling to hit our land drops. We started 1 card down. We missed like at least 1 land drop, maybe 2 during that game. But the Amped Raptor, the value from getting the free casts through the energy counters, immeasurable. That's 3-0 right there. That's it's pretty good. It's a pretty good start, if you ask me. It's a pretty good showing. Our opponent's playing with like 500 cards because they're, I don't want to say crazy, but because they're crazy. Whenever another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. As long as this creature has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has flying and is a knight in addition to its other types. We don't have removal in our hand yet. Let's go with the Amped Raptor. Hope we hit something that we can cast. 3 mana or less. Another Guide of Souls. That's good. We'll take that. Dude, we're going to have so much energy this game. We swing in with our 1/2. Can't quite pay for the ability yet. Well, we're looking good. We are sitting pretty. Dude, after we get down our 3rd Guide of Souls and then cast Midnight Mayhem, we're going to get 9 energy counters. That is disgusting. Basri's Solidarity. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. It's not too concerning at all. Oh, we can get rid of their creature. That might be enough to make them scoop. I'm going to play Guide of Souls. That's going to give us 2 more energy counters on ETB. No, 3. Whenever another creature. Yeah, 2. It's good. It's good. We're going to cast Static Prison. Sets us down to 5 energy. We can use 4 energy on our attack. And then we'll still have 1 energy left over to pay for Static Prison at our upkeep. Okay, that's fine. They use Lauren's Escape to save their Squire Knight. Or Sky Knight Squire. Pay 4. Boom. Nice. Connect for 4 in the air. Alright. Assuming he does not board wipe, we're absolutely going to pop off next turn with the Midnight Mayhem. Because that will let us pay for 2 of these Guide of Souls attack triggers. And we can kill his Basri. Oh yeah, we don't have to pay for this. Decline. Goodbye, you. Cast Midnight Mayhem. Get 3 gremlins. Oh, it's so filthy. We can give one of our gremlins the counters and flying. The way we gain some life too. Oh, these have menace. So those can just connect. This I'm gonna use to kill Basri. The 3 of these can just go face. 2 of the Guide of Souls will go face. We get 3 triggers. We're gonna give 1 Guide of Souls flying. We're gonna give the other Guide of Souls flying. and deal a bunch of damage. Opponent says, good game. He's down to 6. Is he scooping? We're at 36, and he scoops. And he scoops. Did I have fun in the match? I had a great time in that match. All right, guys, here's the deck list one more time for you to see. I'm going to leave a copy of it down in the description. And here are the new stats for the deck. 15 and 3. 3 different versions from some of these older ones. Little small changes here and there. But, yeah. 15 and 3. I know it's not the greatest sample size in the world, right? It's only 18 games. My MMR is a factor. I test a lot of decks, so I won't lie. My MMR, it's probably pretty garbage. But that doesn't change the fact that this deck works well. It performs even when you struggle to find mana. Our curve is very low. I think the average was like 2.3. It can do a lot. If you haven't experimented with energy counters before, I highly recommend that you do. They are a lot of fun. I think they first came out in Kaladesh, which is about the time that I first started playing Magic, and I loved it. I loved energy counters. I love seeing more of them. And the Gremlin cards, hey man, they were pulling through. They were doing what I needed them to do. And Guide of Souls is a busted card. If you ever see this card on turn 1, try to kill it if you can. It's a really strong card. And also, if you're running Guide of Souls in any of your decks currently, dude, throw in Static Prison. Highly underrated card. But with all that said, if you guys liked the video, you should like the video. And if you liked me, the video, and you like Magic the Gathering, then you should subscribe to the channel because you'll get more of all 3. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.